Hi everyone. For this question, number 23, you're going to have a unique data set. You might have a different one than I do. There's counties and population and there's other ones, but essentially it's going to be the same idea for all of them. Alright, so in this question I have a list of data talking about the ages of the first 16 presidents. And what I need to do is find the mean, or the median, mean, and standard deviation. Well, I guess this should be written differently. Median, and this one is mean. Alright, so we're going to try to find those values by using technology. Please do not try to do this by hand. This is not intended to be done by hand, it's intended to be done using technology. Now, depending on your browser, I know that Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge do not work that well when copying and pasting data. Chrome seems to work perfectly. I don't know about Firefox or Safari, but so use as you see fit. So to copy this data, it's actually 2 columns of data, and to do it the easiest way that I have found to do it is I just click my cursor when it's a bar, an I bar I think they call it, right in front of the letter P for president here. So I click, it doesn't appear anything happened, but actually behind the scenes it placed a cursor right in front of that. So then I go down here, and instead of trying to drag and try to collect everything, I go right after the 52. And again, when my cursor turns from an arrow to an I bar, then I hold down the Shift button, the Shift on the keyboard, just hold it down, and then click. And it'll highlight all your data. Once again, to copy this, I have to right-click on anything that's blue and do copy. Alright, so once I have the copy of the data, I go over to Minitab, and the cursor is again at the top of C1 in the heading file, or in the heading space, and that's where I want to be, and I want to hit paste. So I'll hit the little clipboard option here. And when I do that, let me just double check that everything looks good. Yep, I'm all the way down. I got my 16 presidents, and we have their ages. Okay, so as we did in the last question, we have to figure out some descriptive statistics. So to do that, I'm going to go over here to Stat, then Basic Stats, and Display Descriptive Statistics. And I'll click on that. And once I do, I need to get the variable age, which is in C2. So I just double click it, and it shows up here in the first box. You may have seen an X in there. That was a residual from a previous question that I was doing. Just ignore it or backspace over anything that was in there. So here we go. We have age. We're all set. Click OK. So I have my data values. I have the mean, the median, and the standard deviation. So let me just jot those down so that you can see them. So the median, now how many decimal places do I need to round to? It says round to the nearest 0.1. Now, it depends on the problem you have. The data with the population may say round to the nearest whole number. So just pay attention to the rounding. So 0.1 means I got to go 1 decimal place. All right, so median. Median is 57.0. That was easy enough. The mean. So if I look here at the mean, the 1 behind the 8 says the 8 is not 5 or higher, so the 8 stays the same. So the mean is 56.8. And finally, the standard deviation, the spread of the data, is 5.95. Oh, so this is going to be a tricky one. So for this question, I got to do 5.95, and that 5 is going to round the 9. And so what's going to happen is my answer is going to be 6.0, because when I round the 9 decimal place, the 5 behind, it tells it to go up. Now let me warn you. It is possible Minitab rounded this from a 4 to a 5 by the 3rd decimal place. I'm not sure because I can't see the decimal places behind it. So if you submit this and you get a wrong answer based on this value, then just change it to 5.9. So it's a little tricky when this last digit's a 5, because if it was rounded previously, we're not supposed to double round, but we don't know if it has. And luckily, you get 2 attempts. All right, so those would be my answers to fill in below, and I hope this video helps. Again, the tricky part is probably the copying and pasting of the data. All right, good luck.